Hey, today we are going to talk about the hotfix and some more broken stuff going on with dungeons and much more. We must first go over the hotfix that was released about a day ago. I noticed in the comments that someone had mentioned that the exploit that was posted yesterday is now patched. This is not the case. You can tell this is hotfix 11-June 15th, 2023, 1.0.2. There has been some confusion as of recently because the devs mentioned stability and improvements in the hotfix notes. The Campfire developer update had explained that this is more of a server-side improvement to help with stability so that the game can run more smoothly. I'm sure there is more to it than what I'm paraphrasing here, yet anywho, this has nothing to do with the current Elite exploit that is working right now. They have only fixed one exploit, and this involved you and your friend pretty much utilizing the tier. What you would do is invite one friend to your lobby that is low level and does not have possibly tier 3 or tier 4. You could then level them up by simply you, as the person with the higher tier, could then take out a bunch of enemies, and this would then reward that player with that double XP experience. And not only that, they could have a good chance at picking up a unique item early. This has since been patched, so you can no longer use this in an exploitive way. So what else is there to do in terms of leveling up? The recent exploit that I had uploaded yesterday is great for acquiring XP, legendaries, and yes, uniques. In the last video, some were confused as to where the group of elites can be found, and some were even curious to how early this can be attempted at. We are going to go over all of this, including the exploit I mentioned previously, where you can instantly reset dungeons. We want to locate this point of interest on the map, then head towards the left side until you eventually run into the tunnels dungeon. The best way to benefit from XP boost is to either use some elixirs or join in with a friend and try this out. Once you are in, you should see that on the right side, it should say free the prisoners up to 5. We then want to go around and free up all of them. You will not see a single group here that is pretty compact, except maybe one that I can think of actually at the top of my head. Other than that, there should not be a single one like that. What you will see once you have freed the prisoner is that it will ask you to go to the next level over, and you should see that there's a group of enemies like so. This is where you're going to benefit from it because there's a crap ton of elites that are unintentionally spawning here. What you may have noticed yesterday is that I only showed one group, and most of you thought that this was it. It's absolutely not, because you can continue and just kind of adventure out into this cave and see what else you can find, because you can actually end up with this many enemies right here, and it can become quite hectic. I mean, to a point where you're just going to have to spam down as much as you can to stay alive. The build that I have right now is pretty good in terms of survival and laying down some good damage. Unfortunately, when it comes down to this many elites, it becomes quite chaotic, as you can tell. And as you can tell, this is currently working. If you have read some comments in the previous video, it's not true. The only reason why I'm showing this again is so that you are not fooled into thinking that it is patched. Now, I believe some are posting this in the videos because they do not want this to be nerfed or patched at any point. So with that being said, do not believe the comments in the last video when it comes down to it being patched, because it's not at all, as you can tell. Now, with the proof to the side, we can talk about the instant dungeon reset. We want to then teleport back to town, so do not exit out of the dungeon, just teleport to town. I'm gonna sell some items here, and what I noticed when I was recording this is that when I went back into the teleporter, it actually reset the whole entire dungeon literally within 5 to 7 seconds. This is not enough time for it to actually reset, because I believe it does take about a minute. What you will notice, less within 10 seconds, the dungeon has completely gone back to normal. What you will notice right here is that everything, like I just mentioned, is back to how it is. So you can go ahead, proceed forward, help the prisoners, and then go towards the second part of this level and farm up those elites. I'm going to then show you another example of myself leaving this dungeon and instantly going back in to where the dungeon has completely reset. Again, this is not supposed to be possible, yet for whatever reason, this dungeon is completely wacky right now. I mean, it just has some weird things going on. So let's teleport back to town. We do not want to exit out of the dungeon, either using the wheel key or by simply exiting out through the map. Just do not leave the dungeon at all. We want to stay inside the dungeon, click the T key, or if you're on console, this is going to be downwards on the D-pad. Once you have teleported to town, do a 180, go straight through the portal, and you should see that everything is back to normal as it was before. This glitch can happen when you have been farming this up, so when it does trigger, you're in good news and you can rinse and repeat this as much as you want. And last but not least, we are going to talk about a new opal exploit spot that can be found up here towards the top portion of the map, which is going to be Fate's Retreat. This can be found sort of in the middle of the map, more so towards the top left, I would say. And anywho, once you have found it, fast travel over here, hop on top of your mount, then go towards the north. We now want to take a left, go all the way towards the left until you see the group of enemies that are at this event. You want to take out all of them so that you can reach the boss. Note that you may have a different event. If that is the case, do not worry, you're doing everything correct, just continue on. Eventually, towards the end of the event, you should see the boss, take him out, and then from there, teleport straight to town by clicking T, or if you're on console, down on the D-pad. There you go, we see the items, so this is where we then want to teleport out. I'm not going to edit a single thing here because I want you to see that everything that I'm doing is correct and I'm not pulling your leg by any means. This is all legit. We are now going to then do a 180 once you have arrived over here at the town, because all you need to do is go straight through the portal and you should see that the enemies have popped up as well as the event. You can rinse and repeat this as much as you like. I'm not only going to do this once, I'm also going to show you this again so you know for sure it does work. I know in the previous video you may have seen that there is the event that quite a lot of people have been attempting at. So try this one and see if it does indeed work. I've had success each time, so I'm sure you will as well. Let's say that you have a stacked amount of opals. You then want to head over towards the Purveyor of Curiosity and turn those suckers in. You're going to see in this clip that I was able to pick up 4 legendaries by using this method in today's video. You can definitely grab a lot more useful loot. This is ancestral and it's up to almost 800 power level. So there you go everyone, try this out before it is nerfed, just like the rest of the glitches that I've shown, because you never know when things may pop up out of the blue and you're not able to do it no longer. So try it out while it is still available. If you have not subscribed, do that now by clicking the red subscription button. It's completely free. Then right next to that, make sure that you do click the notification bell, which is the bell icon there, and make sure you're notified for all. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I will try to reply back within the first hour or two. Other than that, thank you to everyone that is currently subscribed and is a member. Appreciate the love and support, and see you all in the next video.